to get fixed. It is a given. I've just been answering a few comments on the YouTube. We're not going to agree. There's a lot of people who will be very upset how the craziness gets fixed. Oh, my hair is like, okay. And then there'll be people quite pleased how the craziness gets fixed. What on earth is this? Oh, it's a dried up leaf. Okay, it's really dried up. If you're just tuning in, good morning. The sun is shining out here on the front porch. It's shining and it looks really nice. It feels really nice right now. It's only like 70 degrees. But this is the truth with all that's going on in the world, and there's a lot of craziness. It's a mess. It is a chaotic mess, and it's like when you get a big old tangle of like jewelry, little fine necklaces and stuff, all in a great big old wad. It would take hours to undo, and very tedious work, very intricate work. Good morning. Yeah. Oh my. Oopsie, let me flip this around. Yeah, the majority is not going to agree. We have gotten to the point where things have went way south. They went south. That's direction south. Things have went south. They they have went almost as far as they could go, but it's not done going. Don't ask me why I say south. It went way south. It didn't go east, it didn't go west, and it didn't go north. It went south. Yeah. Good morning. If you're just tuning in, we did a video last night, another one with Trump at the World Economic Forum, and we went frame by frame in some of those. He looked like an alien. Mr. Schwab looked like an alien. And I saw this comment, the Messianic YouTube channels are going to have to do a lot of damage control. Now, they're not going to have to do a lot of damage control because there ain't no damage really truly that has been done. It is what it is at times, as with any person. If you find a video and it doesn't look quite like their person is human, and you go frame by frame, and this literally is, you could have like when you do a live photo, think how many frames are in one live photo. It's like 21 frames or 11 frames in a live photo. Literally less than a second. Oh, you can see some it's not transmuting. They probably like to transmute that energy. It's changing, a lot of changing that happens in less than a blink of an eye. Jan Tomoko, Gina support the Creative Society. I actually did a video on them. It's been a few years ago. I actually did look into the Creative Society, and I liked what they had to say. I did. I'm not going to say that I didn't. I liked what they had to say. I haven't since looked at them, but they had just started up, and they were getting together a whole bunch of people to try to bring them on board from all walks of life and different ages and stuff to make the world a better world. And it's a lot of young people. Yeah, I've looked into them. I'd like to have a peaceful world to live in instead of a chaotic world. I'd like to have a world that is nice and clean, and nobody says nothing bad about anybody, and we just accept each other for who we are. That'd be a perfect world without all the war and the mudslinging and the mud fights and the wrestling and all that kind of stuff going on, because the world is a mess. It's not just in the United States. It's not just in your city. It's not with your city. It's not just with your city officials, your state and local governments. It's governments all around the world. They are in a mess, and it's the crime rates and the politicians are crooked. The majority of them are crooked, and you may say, well, the majority aren't. Well, it is the handful that literally run it for the majority. How about that? The handful is running it. They're the one who are calling all the shots and who are literally destroying because they've been infiltrated by the darkness. It's like that Paul Harvey, if I was the devil, I'd cover the world in darkness. Well, we want some light. We want some light. We don't want no darkness. We want some light. We don't want you to cover our world in darkness, because darkness has very negative energy. It comes with it depression, and there's no happiness in the darkness. When our world is being turned upside down and people's lives are being turned upside down and destroyed, there's no happiness in the darkness. Some people can't find their way out of the darkness either. That's why we'd like to have the light. Yeah. You just you just crave power and sex. Well, that's very boring and dull. It is. It's quite boring, to say the least. If that's all one's life exists of, I guess you want to live in a fast lane. How about that? You need to come down here in the country and just live in just a little peaceful life. And yeah, you'd probably die. You probably would die because you would not be able to feel those desires within your being. It'd be too boring of a life. That's why you probably live in a city, because you ain't going to have the power in that in the country. You won't. You'd be so isolated, and then you'd have to come face to face with your shadow self. And that might be a little bit too uncomfortable for you, wouldn't you think? You have to look in the mirror, and there's nobody around to fill your love tank. Your love tank would be absolutely drained. But you know, it's all superstitious. Actually, it is kind of superstitious. It's kind of superficial. It's very superficial. It's not sustaining. It doesn't bring, doesn't fill the void within. It doesn't. I'm just telling you. Yeah. Power. People have to choose between the power of, the love of power and the love of, and love. Power and love. Two areas people get pulled in. Truly. They do. How we doing over here? You're from Tamil Nadu, India. Muhammad, YouTuber. Hello there. And I'm a country gal from the way back, and I don't mind being alone. That's right. You enjoy your own company. That's right. Some people don't. Some people, they cannot stand being by themselves. It makes them very uncomfortable. It truly does. It can drive a person crazy if they're not used to it. It can. And some people are not going to agree on how the craziness of this world is going to get fixed. And that old saying, order out of chaos. Well, why do we have to even have chaos? Why do we have to have everything? Well, I can see how they want to bring some order out of chaos. Even in companies, even in businesses. It may start off really smooth, and then as time goes by, people get really lazy. Not all. They get lazy. You get crooked people in there. You get people who they want to cut corners. They don't want to do the job anymore. They want to lie, cheat, steal, and do all this other kind of stuff. There are those who do that. And they are the corruption within. That's what it is. It actually, you can say that about the body. Also, it's what's inside here that corrupts you. It is. It's like, no. It's like, we'll destroy America from the inside. We'll destroy all these countries from the inside. And they're doing a pretty good job, don't you think? It all starts from within. Within the structure, whether it be a business, whether it be a person, whether it be a family. There's always one. It's like the rotten apple, just messes it up for everybody else. Hello. Sister, let me talk about it. It's a good day to be a great day. I like that. I got things I want to get done today. I got 5 quarts of fresh salsa. I thought I want to do it. It was 5 gallons of tomatoes I picked from the garden. And I washed them all off, and I cored them, and I just put them in that Ninja. And it was really nice, with 3 onions practically, some cilantro, some lime, some chili powder, 2 poblanos, some cayenne pepper. Yeah, and I'm sure it's going to be a whole lot hotter this morning because it's set in the refrigerator overnight. So those flowers are going to be sinking right in. They are nice, some nice chunky salsa. It was nice and relaxing. Yeah. Ah, you have a nice home. Well, thank you. We never had a home in the military since my husband joined the military in 1983 when the economy was really bad. So did my brother. And then, can you hear me? And then this was a foreclosure. And when my husband got out of the military, it didn't have none of this. This was brown. It was dreary. This was nothing but grass. There were none of these trees. There were locust trees. There were two other trees down at the bottom. Everything else you see here, we worked very hard. Our family did, my husband and my kids, to do all of this. It's been since 2004. Everything you see, the fruit trees and stuff. There were 7 fruit trees. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but if it's worth having, it's worth working toward. As with anything, if you want something, you got to work for it. You got to have the ambition, the drive. You can't just talk about it and do nothing. No, you got to put it into whatever. You can do it. You can. You can break free if you so desire. So yeah, it's peaceful. It's nice and peaceful. And I grew up in the government housing, in poverty, below poverty. If anyone didn't know, family of 5 children, extreme poverty, no new clothes, hand-me-downs, and free lunches in schools, and yeah. Then got married and traveled around the world, found this foreclosure, and yeah, here we are. Here we are. How about that? So just because you live in government housing does not mean that's going to be your future. It doesn't. You can work your way out of it. You can. You can rise above it if you have the encouragement to do so. If you have people encouraging you to make a better life for yourself, to some people ain't going to have that drive within them. I'm just going to tell you, there's going to be people who have the drive to want a better life. There's going to be people who just want to sit there and do nothing and just accept it and just exist. And no offense to those who just want to sit there and exist. No offense, but we're not all the same in that manner. Some people are content with everything they've got. Um, there was this thing, show me a thoroughly satisfied man and I'll show you a failure. Yeah. It's all right. You just got to keep going. You do. And there's not going to be very many people who are going to be satisfied the way the craziness of this world gets fixed. You're not. I'm just going to tell you. And it's going to it's going to get really bad. It's going to take drastic measures, and they're going to be very uncomfortable to fix what's happened in this world. It's not just in the United States of America. It is all over the world, more or less. That things have literally took a turn for the worse, it seems. But they probably have been saying that throughout history also. But it takes somebody who's going to make some decisions that the majority is not going to agree with. It's going to be very painful. It is. It's painful. It's like when you get in a serious car accident or something, and you got a very painful, long recovery, that you ain't going to recover fast. So just think of that. We've been in a massive car wreck, but a massive train wreck. The whole world is that type of a wreck, that type of a mangled wreck. And it's going to take drastic measures to fix it. And it's going to be painful. If you thought about your body, you got broken bones in your body and stuff, and you had a wreck, takes a long time to heal. It does, a long time, and it's going to be painful. You got to go through therapy also. You got to go into those re-education camps so you can think straight. When they get this world straightened out, they're going to get you in the, they got to re-educate you on how to think clearly, since you've been brainwashed to accept a certain way of life. So you will go, they'll set up these areas to where you get re-educated on how to think clearly. Isn't that what we want? We want to get some more propaganda to undo the propaganda that has been done on us. Is that what we want? Get some new propaganda out there. Get that propaganda machine going. Get those camps ready. You got to reprogram us so we can be programmed right to fit the new world that you've got set out for us. That's what we need to do. Jenny, do you think that? No, but I can kind of giggle because that's what it's like. That's what it's like. You're not going to like it. You are not going to like it. You're not. Am I going to like it? I probably ain't going to like it. But I tell you what I am going to do. I'm not just going to lay down on the ground and just say, okay, this time give up. No, I'm not. No. I'm going to weather the storm. And I would encourage you to weather the storm because the storm is here and it's been here and it's growing. It's going to become massive. And those winds, there was something I did want to show, talking about the winds. I was looking at it on my laptop. Rosie, honey, you are such a little girl. Here's a little baby. I'm setting her on my laptop. Hold on, you all look up at the ceiling. You can look at the ceiling. Sitting on my laptop. And I saw that famous iconic picture. And when I saw it, you can be right there. When I saw that famous iconic picture, I have to be getting off of here really fast. I got to get off this. You are just tuning in. You're not everybody's going to like the craziness. I'm just going to tell you how the craziness in this world is going to get fixed. You're not going to like it. The majority of the people aren't. There'll be some that do like it. But the crazy picture, this picture I'm going to show you, the iconic one. It was very iconic. And in the age that we live in, this one right here, I got to thinking about that. I thought, well, that's really a famous photo. The workers atop a 70-story RCA building in New York Rockefeller Center lunch on a steel beam overlooking the city in 1933. You know what I thought? AI. And then I thought this morning, there is no way they can set up there and hold papers in their hand. Could you imagine how windy it would be up there? The wind gusts going out on a beam like that, how windy it would be. They would not be able to light a cigarette. Just think about that. That's why we've been, no, I think this was AI. I really do. I think this was a manipulated photo. There's no way they'd be able to light a cigarette, hold a paper without that paper blowing. That paper would be blowing. They wouldn't be casual. They would be holding on for dear life. Holding on for dear life. This was a manipulated Photoshop, probably AI. No, see, everything this world is in a mess. It's in a big mess. We've been lied to so much. We really have. And there's not everybody's going to agree with how the craziness in this world gets fixed. It's, yeah. Chris Daly, honey, why do I care about what you're saying? Oh, somebody already took care of your message. I wanted to hide you too. Thank you, Susan B. Yeah, no, this right here. It's totally misleading. It's truly misleading. You're not going to light a cigarette on top a 70-story building. You are not. You're not going to look at a piece of paper and set their casualty because the wind would blow you off. Talking about every single person on there would have to have a harness around their waist. That would be a massive safety hazard. It really would. So if that was 1932 and if this was AI, the technology was already there. It's a crazy world that we live in, full of craziness, full of illusion is what it is. Full of illusion. But it's okay. It's a pretty cool photo. I always wonder, well, that'd be really scary being on top there. But then when I saw that photo this morning, and after looking at AI, you go frame by frame, and what you're seeing out there, and everything is not as it seemed. Is that was the famous words in the Alice of Wonderland? Everything is not as it seems. Everything is not as it seems. Alice, let me see what she had to say. If I had a world, she said, if I had a world, good morning, good morning. Oh, this is Lewis Carroll. Let's see, Lewis Carroll. If I had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is because everything would be what it isn't. Well, we got to read the rest because that is the world that we're living in right now. Shall we look at it? Oh, I want to read that. So if you didn't know who said that quote, we want to read it. We really do, because this is the world we find ourselves in. Let's look at this. Good morning. This was Lewis Carroll right there. If I had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is because everything would be what it isn't. And contrary-wise, what is, it wouldn't be. And what it wouldn't be, it would. You see, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland through the looking glass. Well, what kind of looking glass are we looking at? Are we looking through the black mirror? Yeah. Well, we're don't take my voice away right now. Did CERN do something? Well, this is 1932. Has CERN been around since 1932? No, according to when CERN was, they didn't come around till around after the Roswell stuff, fully, truly. And no, this is so deep. If I had a world of my own, let me read it to you. It's going to take a lot to fix the craziness in this world because it literally is like that. Everything would be nonsense. There's a lot of nonsense because everything would be what it isn't. And contrary-wise, what is, it wouldn't be. And what it wouldn't be, it would. Is that what Kamala is doing, speaking in parables like? I've really never listened to any of her speeches, just only like a few small clips. Other than that, I haven't. But this probably is like the world through the looking glass. So not everyone's going to agree with how the craziness in the world is going to get fixed. They're not. It's really messed up. It's not just in the United States. It's all over the world. Families are messed up. Jobs are messed up. The economies are messed up. What's wrong is right and right is wrong. See, everything would be contrary. And don't know. Don't know what happened. I do know what happened. I do. You know within your spirit what happened too. And you say, I don't know what happened. We know in our spirit what happened. If we wanted to truly tap into our spiritual self fully, we could speak it right out, every single bit of it, of why it happened. But it's all right. Right now, you found yourself in this world that we live in, and it's not what it should be. But one day, you might find yourself in a world where everything is as it should be. There would probably be a new earth and a new heaven, for the old has passed away. Yeah, and the bad has been diminished, the evil darkness. In the meantime, we got elections going on, and it's quite entertaining. We've got media that is literally, it's nice to go frame by frame in. It is. I'm not going to say it's not. It's nice. It's relaxing. It's fun to see how you can go frame by frame, just like in live photos that I've taken with my iPhone. What looks like an ordinary plane in the sky, when you go to the live photo, it's not. It literally is a shape-shifting thing. There's like 2 circles and like a white life form. It's really, really weird. There's no way it should have been, but it's perfect. So I'm going to go. Susan B. Honey, yes. Thank you all for tuning in, and not everybody's going to be happy, and I wouldn't expect them. It's like you can't please everybody. You can't. You can't please everybody. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. That too. And that iconic photo right here, there's no way they'd be up there trying to light a cigarette set on a 70-foot building right there. They couldn't even get it lit. They wouldn't be there casual. They wouldn't be holding a paper in the hand. The paper would be blowing, and they'd all have harnesses on because that wind gust would literally blow them off and plunge them to their deaths. It was an illusion. So I'm going to go. And with that being said, you all hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and thank you for subscribing and thank you for joining. Our eyes are opening more, and it's wonderful. It is. It's nice. Just don't let this world get you down and keep you down. Don't let it do you. So I'm going to go. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning. And thank you to the moderators on here. Susan B., if it's just you, thank you, honey. All right.